The world loves being on the water for sports, for leisure, and for supporting the world's economy. Critical for protecting our nation's ports and for fueling our passions, let's see how one company is meeting the demands of the boating industry. Let's go with Intrepid Powerboats, on the water. This week on Intrepid Powerboats on the Water, we're in the yachting capital of the world, Fort Lauderdale, for the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. This show is extremely important to all boat manufacturers. This is certainly the case with Intrepid Powerboats. This event gives potential buyers the opportunity to see the full line of Intrepid boats on display, both in the water and on land.
We're here at the 56th Annual Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. It's the largest in-water boat show in the world. The show is made up of 7 different locations, which is 6 marinas and 1 large convention center, which in itself is bigger than most boat shows around the country. We've got about 1,500 boats on display here in the water and on land, all the way from some of the largest super yachts in the world to the latest fishing boats, down to personal watercraft, canoes, kayaks, paddleboards, things like that.
This year's show will be the stage for the launch of the much anticipated 410 Evolution. This luxurious sport yacht is the first of its kind to be introduced by Intrepid. Early response to this new design has been incredible.
410 is getting great reviews. We butted it right up to our sales office, wanted to showcase it there. It's been, again, very well received. Got a lot of good compliments, written a few orders already, already just into day 2. So we're looking forward to riding a whole lot more.
The first stop on the 2016 Southern Kingfish Association Tour is being held at Stock Island Marina in Key West, Florida. All the best fishing teams in the country will be in Key West in hopes of matching last year's record-setting kingfish.
He took off again. Keep the gaff on the boat. Just saw that thing and took off running like one. Out of line in a hurry. Should be able to see color here. That's just a kingfish.
First kingfish in the boat for Captain Jim Kelly and Team Fleer.
1 in the bag.
There were some huge fish hitting the scales last year, and teams are anxious to get their season started.
The Stock Island tournament is the very first tournament of the year. Seize the Days there representing us. They're bringing some fish to the scales. Really big crowd, and there's a lot of excitement because it's the kickoff for the season. And with that, you really want the best for your team. You want them to represent you well. It's not always the most important thing to me that they win the tournament or have the biggest fish, but the fact that they go out there and they represent us and they have fun doing what they do, and it's just a given that they're going to come back with something. They're reliable and they got a great team and they know how to fish, those guys.
The weigh-in treated lots of spectators to several kingfish tipping the scale in the 65-pound range, but the winner of this tournament brought in a new Florida state record of 74 pounds. Now this amazing fish looked like a torpedo lying in the fish box.
We talked about coming down here last year. We put the plan together to come down in January. The two things they said is you're going to see a lot of fish and they're going to be big fish. What they didn't say is you're going to see a 78-pound fish. And I got to tell you, never seen a kingfish anything close to the size of what they pulled out yesterday. And even today, you know, typically a 50-pound kingfish, that's a winner in most contests, clearly not down here. I mean, 78 pounds, it's going to be a while before that gets broke.
This show is being brought to you by Ashland, proud manufacturer of AME premium resins and MaxGuard premium gel coats for the world's best boat builders. 7 Marine, the most powerful outboards on the planet. Electronics Unlimited, world innovators in marine electronics. Vetus Maxwell, creator of boat systems. Team Fleer and Captain Jim Kelly are coming into this year on a hot streak after weighing in fish at both the third leg and the finals of the Wild West Kingfish Tournament.
Fish on! Fish on! Up top! Reel them in, 30 rods, let's go! Come on, split a rod!
I know, big.
He hit that thing like he was serious.
Yeah, but didn't run it far.
That's alright. We're not underestimating anything. Come on, boys, get him cleared.
Yeah, I'm on a line.
I know, I thought you didn't hit it very hard.
He's still there. He's still there. Now he knows he's hooked.
Alright. Tight now?
Yes.
Okay.
He's like that. Go that way. Feels like a wahoo. What? Feels like a wahoo. But I don't know. He did take a lot of line. He might have some size. He's, you know, coming up. I don't see it, but he's coming up. Over there to the right. I saw a flash. I see a flash.
Got color. Alright, goes on the wheel.
This team has to be feeling good about their chances, weighing in good fish at last year's tournament. The Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show is the largest, most well-known boat show in the world. For over 5 decades, the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show has been a driving force behind the growth and development of the marine industry. The boat show attracts more than 100,000 attendees, features $4 billion in products and merchandise, 1,000 exhibitors, and generates millions of dollars in marine commerce. The event also showcases Fort Lauderdale to a global audience and strengthens Fort Lauderdale's reputation of the yachting capital of the world. The famous beaches, scenic waterways, upscale shopping, and vibrant nightlife makes Fort Lauderdale the perfect location for this premier boating extravaganza. The boating industry captures the imagination like no other and is interwoven with personal memories of wonderful days spent on the water. As the world's greatest lifestyle event for people who love boating, the show strives each year to have new energy and excitement.
The cool thing about the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show is that every kind of boat's here. We've got from pontoon boats and fishing boats, ski boats, motor yachts, sailboats, cats, cruisers, up to some of the largest super yachts in the world. It's really a boat show for everybody, and there's a boat for every budget here. Another cool thing about the show is it's all about the marine lifestyle, the boating lifestyle. We've got very cool art exhibits. We've got some great fishing seminars from the IGFA, School of Sport Fishing, and also kids fishing clinics by Hook the Future, which are also cool because every kid that comes to those leaves with a free rod and reel.
The goal at the boat show is always to do better than you did last year. Last year we did $14.7 million at this show, so I would love to do more than that. That's always the goal, but we're happy to sell any boat, and any boat that you sell is another boat that you get to build, and we got 350 employees back at our factory, and we're just trying to feed our families and keep building quality product.
Welcome back to Intrepid Powerboats on the water. Another eye-catcher at this year's show is the quad 627 horsepower, 7 marine engines, complete with unique paint scheme and LED lighting.
Outboard power, like the 7 marine engine packages, allow us to take our boats to larger sizes because we want to stay with outboard power. The outboard power gives you not only the convenience of maintenance, great fuel efficiency, it also gives you all that cockpit space. You don't lose that whole last third of your boat to engines inside. So our customers continue to demand that we stay with outboard. We want to stay with outboard, and we're going to be able to continue to go larger now that power will match the larger boats. We're excited about it.
The Evolution is another large outboard powered boat that has proven performance, and handling is not limited. This boat can handle rough seas with reliability and comfort and still give you the performance you're looking for.
They walk into the 410 all day yesterday, and they just, when did you guys, start doing this? And it's, this is the first one, this is the prototype, and this is a direction that we're going on our larger boats, and it's been so welcomed, and it's been great because it's one thing to have a certain vision in your head and you think it's the right thing in the right direction to go, but you're not the one cutting all the checks for these boats, it's the customers. So when you get that satisfaction of seeing that you did capture what they wanted, it's great, especially when it costs you $1.5 million to come out with a new boat like that. And so it's a huge investment for us to do, and you can't miss, and it sounds like we haven't.
One of the reasons Team Fleer had a safe ride begins with the construction of the boat at Intrepid. Intrepid's infusion process allows them to create perfect hulls that are lighter and more durable. Fishermen put their boats to the test, running at high speeds to be the first to the fishing grounds.
The nice thing about infusion is it's like a giant clamp. It's all vacuum. So once you control the vacuum in inches of what you want that part to be, it's the same on the whole part. Once you figure out that ratio, again, it's just a perfect part every time. We went into this process thinking that we're going to save time and money doing this. And on paper, that's how it looked. The reality is, it takes more time and it costs more money. But we still continue to do it because of the quality of the part that you can control by doing this process. The part is perfect. Like I said, it's, quality control comes in and they sign off on the vacuum test, they sign off on the resin batch to make sure that, the peak exotherm is within the time rate that it should be. And once you initiate the infusion process, it's perfect.
This show has been brought to you by Langer Krell, Florida's longest running marine electronics dealer for over 45 years. Pompanet, defining excellence since 1948. Mercury, go boldly. Bennett Marine, the world leader in trim tab innovation, quality, and service. It's time to go on the water with Intrepid Powerboats for this week's sea trial, the 475 Panacea. The trend in the boating world seems to be going more and more towards larger boats with outboard engines. The 47-foot Panacea, powered by quad 627 horsepower, 7 marine engines, is like a sports car on the water with the speed and the handling, all on a 47-foot boat.
We've got the 475 Panacea up against the seawall so everybody can look at it. It's been, a lot of people are coming by it and taking pictures. Quad 627 S's with the red, white, and blue stars and stripes paint job on the back. It's really, really a spectacular looking boat.
My family has been historically big Intrepid fans since 2001. We started with an Intrepid 36, and we were really pleased with that, but more than that, we were quite amazed when they came out with a 37. We were quite surprised with how much difference a foot could make. So we moved in quickly into the 37, and then immediately upon learning of the 40, 3-4 years later, we moved into that one. Fell in love with it, and I asked Glenn, I said, Glenn, when we were getting this boat, you're not coming out with a bigger center console, are you? And at the time, we thought we maxed out on the market, and then a couple years later, they came out with this, and it was pretty hard to resist. Whether I was more surprised by the size and the way it handled, or the power and the responsiveness was more than far beyond anything that I had expected. It exceeded all expectations from a power standpoint, but it kept within line of Intrepid's solid hull, the solid ride, and it just handled really well. In this boat, the biggest decision was what to do with the engines. We've never had work with an engine, a type of an engine where we had a clean slate to design whatever we wanted to. Usually we got just we've been, historically a Yamaha family, but we normally would just have 1, 2, or 3 colors to pick from. This engine, we were able to pretty much design everything, and the sky's the limit. But it's an interesting story because we have a friend who we make him our captain. We're on the boat. His name's Tony Vitello, and he has one leg, and he lost in an accident way back when. And when we take that Michigan trip, he captains the boat the whole time. And if he ever is down here, he's behind that wheel 24/7. So essentially, it's his boat. But he just got a new prosthetic, and the prosthetic came with the design of an American flag wrapped around the thigh of the leg. And we thought it was so cool. We said, let's see if we can incorporate that in the engine. So that's how we ended up getting the back of the flag design on the engines, which we thought is a really cool story. I grew up on boats. My whole family grew up on boats, and I'm the youngest of the group, so they have even more experience than I. And safety's key. We just like to have a good time, and the more time we spend on the water, the better.
After a safe ride to the fishing grounds, the bite was steady for Team Fleer. Unfortunately, it wasn't the species they were looking for.
No, it was a long run. I think along the way we weren't sure this time as we got further and further away from the Marquesas how rough it was going to be, but very, very strong boat. Seas weren't too bad, and an excellent captain behind the helm.
Yeah, you gotta work the throttles and keep the boat up into the wind, best you can. No setting autopilot today and taking it easy, that's for sure. Today was, we had to work today to get here. We're hoping it gets calmer, but as of right now, it looks like it's gonna stay the same. So, make the best of what we got and hopefully land a good fish.
I don't think it's what we want, but hopefully it is.
The winning fish at the Stock Island Marina Kingfish Tournament was not half the size of the monster fish that won last year. But this tournament always draws a huge gathering of people anxious to view the weigh-in. Team Fleer, like many of the other fishing teams, take advantage of the mobility of the outboard power boats, loading them on a trailer and hauling them to the next tournament. Next week on Intrepid Powerboats on the Water, we're going grouper fishing with Intrepid-sponsored Team Old School. Captain Ronnie takes this mother and daughter on an incredible day of grouper fishing in the Gulf of Mexico. A day of fishing like this will be a memory that will last a lifetime. We'll also be checking in on the one-of-a-kind Tampa Bay Port Authority's new vessel, designed to help keep the port safe.